Hi everyone, tonight I'm going to show you some demonstrations using our blender pens and our aqua painters. So these are the two types of colouring utensils that we have, and I must admit I haven't used the blender pens for quite some time, but I have played with them recently on watercolour paper, and I must admit I did quite enjoy going back to playing with them. Normally I use my watercolour, my aqua painter to do all my watercolouring, so I'm quite familiar with that, but it was nice to go back and play. Now if you're looking at it in the main catalogue, page 178, so we have the aqua painter, which is this one here. Now you actually get two of them in your set. You get a medium brush tip and a large brush tip, so I'm not really sure which one I'm using. I think I'm using the medium one today. Now the blender pens here, and you get 3 pens in your pack, and I'll just show them to you in a little bit more detail in a second. And they are also really fun. So your aqua painter, let's take a look at that first. So you get 2 of them in your pack, and they're $19.95 for the 2 of them. So this one is obviously the medium tip. The brush one would be a lot thicker. Now to use them, you just unscrew. I've already got water in mine, as you can see. So you just unscrew the barrel, and you just constantly refill with water. Now when I fill them, I don't like to have them too full. I normally have them around halfway. This one's probably got a little bit more liquid in it than I would normally use, mainly because it stops a bit of flooding. Sometimes you get a brush of water come down and it may flood your work a little bit, because I like to work with a dry brush, but I'll show you more about that when we actually colour in. So you get 2 of them, and it's fantastic. So there's no need to have a cup of water and a wet paintbrush and constantly be dipping into your water. And you can leave it like that. I leave mine stored with the water inside it. Now the blender pens, so you'll get 3 of these in a pack, and they're dual tipped, so it's like getting 6 of them. So they've got a nib on either end, and they're both exactly the same. It does have a specialised solution in them to make your blending easier, but I do find using the watercolour paper for both of them is a must. And this is a sheet of the watercolour paper. So I'll give you the dimensions and everything, details on them when I'll get some links happening. So you get 5 of them in your pack, and it is definitely a must if you want to be colouring lovely. So I've got a few examples of my colouring on Whisper White and the confetti, so I'll show them to you as we get a little bit further in as well. So that's what you need. You also need black StazOn, and excuse my ink pad, it's a bit old. StazOn, because when you're watercolouring, StazOn is a permanent marker, a permanent ink pad, sorry, and you'll definitely need that, because if you use just a basic black, what will happen is once you start using your blender pen or your aqua painter, it'll tend to bleed. So that's a definite must as well. Okay, so the must-haves, again, StazOn, watercolour paper, and either a blender pen, aqua painter, and of course I'll be using ink pads this time. You can use markers as well, but I'll show you these with ink pads, and also I'll be using some re-inkers as well. So I shall come back in a moment and show you some examples.